Hi guys, welcome to today's video. If you're new here, I'm Heather, and today I wanted to throw it back to more of an old school YouTube video. So this is what I would describe as my everyday makeup. I've gone for a base, I've got a little bit of highlight, some blush, lipstick. I mean, for a lot of people this is probably quite a lot of makeup, but for me this is definitely quite a natural look. And yeah, it's going to be in real time. If you're interested in seeing me apply this makeup in 10 minutes, then please keep watching. Okay, so before we start, I have to show you my makeup bag. This is so beautiful. It's from Elizabeth Scarlett. This is one of the open flat makeup bags. It's made of this beautiful velvet material. This one is the honeybee design and I absolutely love it. It's very practical. It's got different compartments, so it makes my organising very easy, but it just elevates the whole putting on your makeup experience because this is just such a gorgeous item. And if you haven't checked out Elizabeth Scarlett, I highly recommend that you do. I prepped my skin first with a moisturiser today. I went with the Skin Rocks Light. That's been my go-to recently. It sits so beautifully under makeup. First up, I'm applying the Vive Skin Nova. This is an instant radiance primer and it actually contains ultrafine pigments that help to give skin a golden glow. It's very subtle, but I find that it helps to diffuse the look of my fine lines. This is hydrating. I also find that it protects my skin from makeup, so it doesn't clog my pores, but it just gives that extra layer between my skin and the makeup. And honestly, every product I now apply will go on flawlessly. I like to apply a nice nourishing lip balm at the start, and then when I go in with my lip products, my lips will feel nice and smooth. This one is from Wild and it's the Emma Bridgewater design, again with bees on it. It has a lovely honey scent and a nice waxy formula, which I find very nourishing. I am pulling some funny faces in this video, but I'm keeping them in. To even out the appearance of my skin tone, I am using an IT Cosmetics CC cream. This one is the shade Fair Light, and I'm also using their Heavenly Luxe complexion brush to buff it in. I'm also very aware of the time because I started getting into the zone and I love to take my time with my makeup, but then I realised I was actually filming a 10-minute tutorial. The CC cream has an SPF of 50, it has some great skincare ingredients. I love that a tiny bit of product goes a very long way on my skin. If you need more coverage, of course, you can apply more. But for me, just a tiny pump is enough for my whole face. And then what I like to do is actually buff it into my jawline and also my neck, just to make sure that everything looks nice and evenly toned. This is the perfect shade for me at the moment, but what I like to do is add a little bit of brightness under my eyes. This is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Creme Brulee. Again, you don't need to use a lot, and I find that with this concealer, even though I've got quite a few fine lines around my eyes, I find that once I apply this, it looks really smooth, it does look very radiant, and it just stays in place all day long. To be honest, there aren't many concealers like this. I've tried a lot, and this is by far one of the best I have ever used. I'm now taking that same IT Cosmetics brush, just using the smaller side, and I like to take my concealer in an upwards motion on the outer corners, and I never drag the skin. I kind of tap it and buff it in, and then I'm using very, very light strokes. Again, the skin around the eyes is so much more delicate than the rest of the face, so the last thing I want to be doing is damaging that skin. I did apply a tiny dot of the concealer onto each of my eyelids. Again, I find that this really helps to brighten the look of my eyes, but also any eye products that I apply on top, it gives them extra staying power. Really happy with the way that my base looks, but I do have quite an oily T-zone, so over time during the day I will get shinier and shinier. I found if I use a translucent powder just to set everything in place, it makes the biggest difference. This one is super affordable. It's from Collection. It's their pressed powder. It says set and finish makeup, smooth matte finish with vitamin E. My shade is translucent 3 and I love this. I have probably purchased maybe 10 of these over the years. Now, if you want to try an amazing liquid blush, I highly recommend you look at number 7. This is the Pro Artist Luxe Liquid Blush, and this is the shade Taupe Blush. Such a flattering shade for my complexion. It's a lovely mix of, I would say, like a pinky red with some brown in there, and I can just blend this out with my fingertips. Of course, I could buff it out with a brush, but it also works perfectly when I blend it out with my fingertips. I did accidentally apply it a bit too much, but again, as you can see here, I'm just making the most of it. I'm taking the blush up from the apples of my cheeks to my temples, and this just gives my complexion a lovely rosy glow. I have this blush in several shades, and I would say the formula is very comparable to a much more expensive luxury makeup brand. I reach for these almost every day. They're beautiful worn alone, but I do find that you can also layer powders over the top, which is something that I do like to do. Just blotting my lip balm onto the back of my hand there. Now I'm going in with the Rimmel London Lasting Finish Lip Liner. This one is the shade 76090s Nude. In my opinion, this is simply a great product. It's very smooth to apply, it's richly pigmented, it stays in place, and this particular shade just goes with so many lipsticks, lip glosses, and it also looks really nice if you just wear it with a lip balm. Today's lipstick is one of my all-time favourites. It's the L'Oreal Colour Riche in the shade 173. I think this might be a dupe for Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, but I'm not sure. I don't actually own the Pillow Talk lipstick. I'm pulling faces because I couldn't get the lid on. My faces are making me die watching this back. It's so funny. One makeup product that I recommend to anyone that will listen is from Collection. It's their Incredibrow Brow Kit. I like to use the light shade as eyeshadow, but today I'm using the darkest shade on my brows. This powder is so richly pigmented. It stays in place all day and it gives such a natural looking finish. I think that this is maybe my third palette, and they last a couple of years at a time. They're incredibly affordable, and like I said, sometimes they double up as eyeshadow for me, so I always pop this in my overnight bag when I'm staying away. I really like the fact that there's 3 different shades, so you can actually customize it to your own brow color, but my hair is pretty dark, so for me the darkest shade works really well. I find as well that when I'm filming or if people are taking pictures of me, this is a great product. It just looks very natural. But what I like to do just to make my brows look that little bit fuller is I then go in with the Urban Decay Big Bush Brow. My shade is Brunette Betty, and again it's this perfect dark brown. It helps to define the individual hair so it doesn't look like I've just painted my brows on. This is actually a really good product worn on its own, again when I don't have a lot of time. But for me the perfect brow combo is the Collection Brow Palette and then following up with the Urban Decay. These eyeshadow sticks have been a very recent find. They're from L'Oreal Paris. This is the Le Shadow Stick and mine is the shade 120 Magnetic Mauve. Do you know, the older I'm getting, the more I'm realising that mauve is just a really good shade for my complexion. Whether I'm wearing a mauvey toned blush, a lipstick, a gloss, and now even an eyeshadow, it looks very soft, it's pretty, and these shadow sticks are incredibly easy to blend. My little face there was when I was looking at the timer and realising I have less than 2 minutes to finish this look. I don't worry with a brush with these eyeshadow sticks. They're so great again for travel because you can literally just apply them, smudge them out, and they just look really pretty. Also great if you're not that good with applying eyeshadow. They have a lot of dimension to them, so they just, again, they're very flattering on the eyes. I'm also taking some of the Incredibrow Brow Kit. This is the lightest shade. I take that into my crease. It just adds a little bit of depth and definition because my eyes are quite hooded, and when I look straight ahead you can't always see my eyeshadow. Adding this also gives like a seamless look to the shadow on the eyelid, so it all just kind of blends together. I'm now taking the Vive mascara in Midnight Black. Love this formula. It's very buildable, so on a day like today where I'm pressed for time, I can apply one coat and it looks really pretty. It's very dark and it really helps to define all of my lashes. But when I really want to amp up the volume and the glamour, I can apply maybe 3 or 4 coats. And honestly, when I applied this the other day, whoops, got it on the eyelid there, came off easily thankfully. I applied this the other day. I think I did 4 coats and it looked like I was wearing false lashes. So I highly recommend this mascara. I've had it now for a good few weeks. I've really tested it out and it really is great. When it comes to removing as well, I find that if I go in with my micellar water and then wash my face as usual, it removes easily. Some mascaras, especially waterproof, can be very, very tricky to remove, but I haven't had any issues with this one. Mascara definitely is one of those products that I couldn't be without. As you can see here, I am kind of taking my time considering I don't have a lot available. Another reason that the Vive mascara really stands out for me, as well as the beautiful packaging, it's so luxurious. I find that this formula is actually nourishing, so I don't seem to lose a lot of lashes, and I don't know, I just feel like my lashes look really conditioned now. Finishing up the look now, I always take my Hourglass Ambience palette. This is so lovely. It's got the evil eye on the front and it's also got an H, which I like to think is for Heather. And I just take my brush into a few of the shades and then I just apply that on top of my liquid blush. It kind of seals the liquid blush in place, adds that lovely shine to the cheeks, and it just makes my makeup look pretty. I find that adding a little bit of highlight can make all the difference. Finishing up with a little more of the translucent powder on any areas that I need it, a little bit more of the Colour Riche lipstick because why not, and that is my finished look. Ta-da! Here is my finished makeup look. I really hope that you like it. I really enjoyed filming this. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to know what you think. Now, I usually only post one long video a week, but I've been thinking about posting more. I really enjoy creating content for YouTube. Don't get me wrong, I love Instagram and TikTok, but for me, YouTube is where I feel happiest. I love the community that we have over here. And yeah, just let me know what you think, because I would love to just film some more fun videos. Like, I like the old school YouTubes, like what's in my bag, 10-minute makeup challenge. If you've got any ideas for videos, please write me a comment, and yeah, you never know, maybe I'll film it. I always finish every single video with what I'm wearing on my lips and also what fragrance I'm wearing. So today I'm wearing one of my favourite perfumes of all time. So this is Valentino Born in Roma. This is the Extra Dose and it's incredible. It has notes of jasmine and vanilla. It's a delicious fragrance, but it's sophisticated. And I find that this lasts really well on my skin. Of course, I do love the bottle. Can we take a moment for this stunning bottle? So I believe it's been inspired by the Valentino Rock Stud. And the pink for me is just perfection. Obsessed. You saw me applying my lipstick. It's from L'Oreal Paris. This is one of the Colour Riche. And this one is the shade 173. It's a very well loved lipstick. This one is often in my handbag, and for me it's just like the perfect nude. I was actually thinking I might do a video on my favourite Colour Riche lipsticks because I have so many. I've tried so many over the years, and for me these are just, although they're still, thank goodness, very affordable at under £10, I think that these are such a luxe formula. Also, how cute are these earrings? I got these from Primark. I got these and also another pair with 2 little hearts on, and I think I paid like £4. Really cute. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. I'll be back with a new one very soon. I hope that you have a lovely day. Bye.